All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Shalom to the elect. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right, this is your brother Samat, coming in the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai with another lesson. Now, I'm just going to talk briefly, man. Just, share a couple thoughts, a few scriptures on the topic. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna title the video, but the topic is going to be around, how we have to sow to the flesh, salaki. We have to sow to the spirit, not to the flesh. So we can reap by the split of the spirit. You know, we have to make sure that we're constantly, working for the Lord. Because I like to say, we have to work and build up our spiritual 401k. We have to build our spiritual 401k so that when it's time to tap into that, into that savings or, that savings fund, that spiritual savings account, in the time of trouble, Jacob's trouble, because we know that there's going to be a great famine. We know there's going to be a great tribulation. In the time of Jacob's trouble, we're going to have to be as of pilgrims on the earth. And with that being said, we're going to have to really put all of our faith and trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, because we're not going to have the MOTB, we're not going to have the Maxine, you know what I mean? Those that are sincere and staying, those that be of the elect, and I'm going to say just for the sake of now, those of the hopeful elect, because we're not going to have these things, we're going to be outcasts, we're not going to be a part of society, we're actually going to be demonized and looked down in society and outcasted, or excommunicado, you know what I mean? So we're going to have to make sure that we sow to the spirit till we can reap of the spirit, which is life everlasting. So, we have to make sure we build up enough spiritual currency and so that we can, put it into our spiritual savings account. So when Jacob's trouble come and it's time for you to tap into that savings account and you need a place to stay, the Lord can check your account and say, all right, he's good, he has enough money in his account to secure this, this dwelling, or to secure this meal, or secure this deliverance, because you might be in the hands of your enemy, you know what I mean? And that's just me putting it in my own words, but really just basically saying that you've done all that you could for the Lord, and in the world you were sacrificing, you were putting on as the elect, having the characteristics and the traits of what it is to be an elect, patience. I'm just roughly paraphrasing. I can grab a scripture, but it's just basically patience, charity, tender mercy, humility, things like that. You brothers can look the scripture up. Putting on as the elect, going out to the highways and the hedges, consistently and fervently, being sincere in the truth, being humble, and all those things really just to prove your faith, So let me jump into the scripture. This is Matthew 24. And let's see, I believe it was verse 45 and 46. It says, "Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season?" Right? The Lord has, we're faithful servants. We're striving to be faithful and wise servants. So that we can have our meat in due season. Going into, whether it's just actual meat, actual food and shelter during the time of Jacob's trouble, or whether it's, really just our deliverance and our salvation. Verse 46, it says, "Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find him doing so." Right? We want to make sure that when the Lord comes back, we're found in his good presence and his good graces, and we were found ultimately what? In doing well, doing the work, We want Yahweh Shah to come back and see us doing the work, man. We want Yahweh Shah to come back and see us in prayer, see us in fasting, see us in and spiritual good spirits, man. Because you don't want to be in down spirits. You want to be in good spirits, man. You don't have to be in the house of you don't want to have to be in the house of mirth, but nor do you really have to be in the house of sorrow, man. It's kind of like we're in that in between. It's like we're not really sorrowing, and we're not really depressed, you know, and on the verge of suicide, but we're also not overjoyful and happy and ecstatic. We're right in the medium where it's contentment, man. We're in good spirits because we're in the presence and the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshai, especially when we're in brothers. We're with brothers and we're doing the work. But you know what I mean? We see the prophecies coming to pass. It puts us in good spirits, man. But then on the same token, on the other side of that token, we got fucking bills to pay, man. We got fucking your boss, your manager at your job, down your back, man. You know what I mean? Your woman might be giving you hell. Your kids might be giving you hell, man. Your family might be giving you hell, man. Yeah, listen, it's a number of problems that we go through as being in this truth, man. But the point is, man, you wanna be found doing well and being of a faithful servant. So when Yahweh Shah come back, you're on that list, man. Your name's on the list. To enter that chariot and really to escape the trouble that's to come, right? This is and this is why, because at the end of the day, it's easy for us to sit here and work and stack money, Federal Reserve notes and things like that, man. But in the end, those riches ain't gonna profit us, man. That money or any of the possessions we have ain't gonna mean nothing. Like, we can even work, and you have doomsday preppers. You have people who stockpile food, weapons, survival gear, all these different things. Where, granted, having a little extra food for emergency is nothing wrong with that. But as long as you're not doing it in the spirit of, like you said, doomsday prepping, and this is going to be what's going to hold me for years. You know what I mean? You're not doing it in that spirit. But you just being a little wise. Let me grab a couple extra joints of water just in case. A couple extra joints of bread, rice, pasta, whatever. Just so if in the event that anything did go down, at least you had some food for maybe a couple days. But and then at that point, you already know, hey, it's up to how about Shemi Hawashai, man. Even getting things like survival gear. Let's say you get just like these little tubes that you can, or straws that they have filters in them to where you can drink like like water in a spring or river, and as you drink through the straw, it goes through a filtration process, and filters out the water so that it becomes clean enough for you to drink it. Those things. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Those are the things that the Lord has, provided for us essentially. So, but like I said, it's not about putting your trust in it. It's about, because at the end of the day, you can have these things and you can be in a place where you don't have access to it, and all hell just instantly break loose and you can't go back to your home, man, or you can't get to your vehicle. You just got to go. This is Proverbs 11:4. It says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Exactly. So, you're going to have these people in the world who believe that their money can buy them, out of trouble. But in the times to come, Jacob's trouble, if it doesn't matter if you're rich or great, small or poor, free or bond, you're going to have to take this microchip, man. You're going to have to take it, and it's going to come down to status, and really those who think they have status might not really have status in those times, man. Especially when it deals with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. It says, but righteousness delivered from death, right? Because it's going to be our very righteousness that we've put forth in these times now going forward that's going to deliver us, man. Because we might not go through anything like a life or death situation now, but all the righteousness that we've sold right now, it's gonna grow and it's gonna blossom. That in those times when all hell is breaking loose and we're We're standing face to face with our enemy. We're in a prison cell. We're getting ready to be condemned or killed or tortured or whatever, and we reap of that righteousness that we've sowed, and the Lord deliver us from death, man. You're gonna have some, of course, that are gonna be martyrs, but you're gonna have a lot of brothers that get delivered. They're gonna be put in situations where it looks like there's no way out, and the Lord's gonna deliver you from it, man. Because hey, if you're a martyr for the truth, that's the instant seat, instant crown. But it is also beautiful to be able to experience a near-death situation where it feels like you're back against the wall, and then Yahweh Bashem Yahushai pulls you out of it, man. That's a huge faith booster, man. And then that's a beautiful thing to see these things and then be delivered on the chariot, man. Verse 5 says, the righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall on by his own wickedness, right? So the righteousness of the perfect, man, to be perfect, it means to be upright, it means to be upright, to be just, to be honest, to have real faith and sincerity in Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. So the righteousness of that man, of that just man, is going to direct his path, direct his ways. So, we're not going to have a necessary plan and where we're going or what we have to do. But Yahweh Shem Yahushai himself will make a way for us, man, through our righteousness of spirit, right? So we jump right over here to Isaiah 65:13. This is in scriptures, and I'm bringing out. It says, therefore, thus saith Yahweh Shem Yahushai, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Right? So we're gonna eat in those days, man. We're gonna have shelter. We're gonna drink, man. We're gonna rejoice in those days because all the things that we've prophesied and all the things that we've looked for is coming to fruition, man. It's coming to pass. And that's a beautiful thing, man. It's something to rejoice over, man. No matter what the state of the world is, we know what is to come, and we know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Not even that we know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. We see the light at the end of the tunnel, and we see it coming closer, and we're getting closer, and we're getting closer, and the light is getting brighter and brighter and bigger, to the point where these people in the world, they don't see that. They're just going to be in gross darkness, man. But we sow into the spirit. We're gonna exactly reap of that, man. Let me just grab it. This is Galatians 6, and let's start at verse 7. Be not deceived, for Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So hey, that's why it says to be not deceived, man. The Lord's not mocked. Whatever you put out, man, you're gonna get back. You know how they say it's karma in the world? Well, listen, at the end of the day, it's just whatever a man sows is what he's gonna reap. You want to call it karma, call it karma. If you're constantly doing evil, you're gonna receive evil, man. If you're constantly doing righteousness and things in the spirit, you're gonna receive righteous rewards, and spiritual rewards, opposed to the contrary. It says, verse 8, for he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting. Exactly. So, we're going to sow to our spirit, so we can reap of life, because that's ultimately what we desire. We desire life. We desire to live, man. I know brothers, want to be able to do so many things, want to travel and see beautiful places and do, adventurous things and, be able to enjoy our children and our families, man, and, just live life without the worry of death and the worry of affliction and enemies and bills and all the bullshit this world has to offer, man. We just want to be able to live without the worry of these things, man. And that's coming to us very soon. If we hold the faith, if we remain patient, and we sow to the spirit, we're going to be of that number of those first fruits in the kingdom. It's at the end of the day, the elect are predestined, and you can't make yourself the elect or make yourself not the elect. But the elect is just going to be the elect, But you have to believe, because if you don't believe, then it's probably not true, you know? And you got to really believe, and you got to really soul search, and you got to really check and examine yourself, man, you know? And that's what's going to ultimately make you what it says a spiritual man is judged by none, you know? This was going to make you a spiritual man when you judge all things spiritually. You know, when you apply Yahweh Shem Shah to everything you do, you know, that's what's ultimately going to set you apart from, 90% of our nation, because, a lot of people of our nation, those that are in the know and those that are not, they don't, specifically those that are in the know, they might not apply Yahweh Shem Shah to every decision they make, every situation they're involved in, from the slightest, from the slightest to the largest. And that's ultimately what's going to set you apart. Verse 9, it says, and let us not be weary in well-doing. Right. So, like, we don't want to, get tired in doing the work, tired in being charitable, tired in doing the things that are pleasing to the Lord. You don't want to get tired and fall tiresome of it. It says, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Exactly. So don't faint, man. Don't give up. Don't quit, because in due season, man, we're going to receive our kingdom, man. The Lord says, fear not, little flock. I believe it's Luke 12. Let me grab it. I guess I can end off here. Is it Luke 12? I think it's Luke 12. I just got to find the verse. $144 verses. Call out Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Fear not, little flock. Luke 12 and 32. It says, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. So at the end of the day, Yahweh Shem Yahshai wants to see us delivered. He wants to see us redeemed. He wants to see us rejoice and praise and honor him at the end of the day. So, in doing so, a righteous power, not only where we'll have a balance of fear and love, man. That's what makes a true king a king. He has to have a balance of both love and fear. You have people in the world that will say, oh, would you rather be, or they'll ask this question, like, would you rather, if you were a ruler or a king or a god or whatever, someone in power, would you rather be feared or loved by your people? And in reality, you can't have one without the other, because if you have one without the other, it's going to be an unjust balance, and wrong will come either way. But the only way to have to rule honestly and justly is to have both fear and love amongst your people. And that's what we are with Yahweh Shem Yahshua. With Yahweh, we both fear him and love him, at the same time, because in fearing him, we fear his judgment, his destruction, and we know the power and the things that he can do to us, man. So with that fear, we do right by him and we obey him. But then in exchange of obeying him and doing the things he says, he blesses us and shows us, listen, if you just listen to me, you're going to have all these things. And us getting all these things, not only just in getting things, but also just the Lord having mercy on us, when we fall short and we slip up. If we're of a remorseful and contrite spirit, just being the Lord doing that, it gives us love, it makes us love him, and love is an action word. So now you doing the work and you doing what's right by the Lord comes from both energy sources, both fear and love. And that's what makes it sincere, because you can fear someone and do what they tell you to do, and you don't want to do it and you hate doing it and you can despise them, but you're doing it straight out of fear. It's not sincere. And the same thing can be said about love. You do it just because you love them. You don't believe in what they're saying. You don't really like what they're telling you to do, but you do it because you love them. And essentially that could cause you to take that love for granted if you don't like what they're telling you to do. But that's why if you come from both avenues, it's a beautiful thing. That was kind of a little a little veered off a little bit there, but hopefully the point was made, you know, and just, understanding that the Lord is both feared and loved. And with that being said, we need to sow to the Spirit so that we can reap of that love and not reap of that fear. You know what I mean? If we sow to the Spirit, we're going to reap of the Spirit, which is the love of the Lord, which is the blessings, the kingdom, the new bodies, and everything. Whereas if we sow to the flesh, we're going to reap of that fear, which is the Lord's destruction, his anger, his wrath, his destruction, man. All right. So, hey, Lord willing, this video was edifying, to you brothers and sisters out there. It's like, again, this is your brother Samak. Call all Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. May Yahweh Bashim Yahushua bless you all. Till next time, Shalom.